Good morning and welcome to Yuma, Arizona. We are live at the Pacific Avenue Athletic Complex for Day 2 of the 2021 National Softball JUCO D1 Championship. Scott Gross with you along with Jim Howell. It's the elimination round today versus, well, we have Chattanooga State. The Tigers fell yesterday by a score of 1-0, and today they take on the Georgia Military Bulldogs. They lost to the top seed Salt Lake yesterday by a score of 6-0.
And this is one of those days where the faces get a little bit longer, and all those smiles that you saw on the welcome barbecue and practice day on Sunday and Monday, they kind of fade a little bit. Reality sets in. The words 2 and out start to become reality, and that's when people start really feeling the desperation, and I think we're going to see that over the next couple of hours.
Samantha Ryan taking her warm-up pitches for Chattanooga State. Behind the plate today, Savannah Talley, the Conference Player of the Year. She did not play yesterday. She did not make the trip. She was late in getting here, but she is behind the plate this morning. Starting lineup, first of all, for the Georgia Military Bulldogs looks like this. Leading off, number 15, Mackenzie Sapp. She'll play second base. Batting second, number 2, Brianna Painter. She'll play shortstop. Batting third, number 24, Whitney Ward. She'll be in right field. Batting cleanup, number 25, Jessica Owens, and she'll man first base. Batting fifth, Mackenzie Graves, and she is the designated player. Batting sixth, Mackenzie Kilpatrick. She'll play third base, followed by Kinsley Gouldsby. And behind the plate, Carolyn Hughes will bat eighth and be in left field, followed by Autumn Land in center field. As Mackenzie Sapp now digs into the plate. She was 0 for 3 yesterday, struck out twice for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs were only able to manage 3 hits against the 3-headed monster for top-seeded Salt Lake, even though they hung around with the top seed before falling 6-0.
First pitch by Samantha Ryan, outside to the right-handed hitter. Ryan winds and pitches, outside again, bunt attempt by Sapp just off the mark.
Chattanooga State's head coach Blythe Golden likes to go with kind of a balanced pitching staff, but Ryan is certainly the workhorse. This is her 20th appearance and her 18th start, and working on a 16-2 overall record.
Ryan pitched very well yesterday in a 1-0 loss, did not get any run support. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and she starts out game number 2 with a strikeout. She actually had the bases loaded, 3 infield hits on her yesterday, and was able to work out of a bases-loaded, 1-out jam, settled down throughout the rest of the afternoon. Her defense would help her, but it was base running on the offensive side that had the Tigers by the tail yesterday. Stepping in now, Brianna Painter wears number 2 and plays shortstop. Swung on and miss. High fastball by Ryan for the first strike.
And we saw a lot of that on both fields yesterday, Scott, where the base running kind of made the difference because it was kind of an unconventional day 1. You didn't see a lot of those mercy rule 5-inning games. We only had 2 of those. And of the first 6 games of the 8-game field, we had 5 shutouts.
Pitch by Ryan, outside corner, just miss. Heidi Cliff is the home plate umpire. Joe Coates is at first base. Brady Sanderson is at third base. And Painter yesterday 1 for 1, and she also drew 2 walks, so she did her part in getting on base for the Bulldogs. Inside pitch swung on, fouled straight back, and Painter finds herself behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Defensively for the Tigers, Mia Apple is playing towards the line in left field. Cameron Cerruto is straight away in center, and around in right field, Caitlyn Leverett about straight away.
And we'll get you the rest of the defensive lineup for the Chattanooga State Tigers in just a moment. Ryan looks into her dugout, now to her wristband on the left hand, and the pitch. Low and away, just missed.
Defensively behind Ryan in the infield, Haley Smith is at the hot corner. Taylor Penning joining her on the left side of the infield at shortstop. Her fellow middle infielder Brianna Vincent is over at second base, and even with the bag at first is Ashlyn Holland.
Ryan again looks inside to the dugout in the number 9 versus 16 matchup. The pitch, high, just missed. Defense playing straight away. They're not expecting Painter to lay down any kind of bunt. Beautiful day here. Some cloud cover here in Yuma, Arizona. We saw that as well yesterday. Pitch is going to be low and away for a ball, and Painter will draw a walk. She drew 2 walks yesterday and starts out today with her 3rd of the tournament so far. That'll bring up the number 3 batter, number 24, Whitney Ward, the right fielder.
And you know Blythe Golden and the staff is paying a lot of attention to first base because this team, the Bulldogs, have got the green light from Ashley Bunn most times that they want it, and Painter has taken advantage of it. She's 2nd on the team in stolen bags with 19.
Pitch swung on to 3rd, scooped up, and the play at 2nd base for 1 out, and the relay to 1st not in time. Nice job by Haley Smith at 3rd, throwing on to Brianna Vincent at 2nd base, almost turned the 2, but they do get the lead runner, Painter, at 2nd base for the 2nd out.
It's hard to pull a double play off in regular season softball on the community college level, much less in the tournament, but that was close. 2 bang-bang plays, 1 at 2nd, 1 at 1st, and they just barely avoided not getting just a fielder's choice. So the Bulldogs still alive here in the 1st.
2 outs, that brings up Jessica Owens, the first baseman. High fly ball to right field, and that'll be corralled by Caitlyn Leverett, and that will be the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on for the Bulldogs. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back. You are listening to the NCAA Network.
Hi, I'm Gladys Brown, the Airport Director at Yuma International Airport. Our airport is a proud sponsor of this year's softball championship in beautiful Yuma, Arizona. Come on over and slide into Brewer's Restaurant and Sports Bar for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Also located in our terminal are 4 car rental agencies who open early in the morning and late into the evening. And when it's time to get back home, take advantage of the convenient flights and quick TSA lines. Yuma International Airport, we've got your travel covered. Fly local, fly Yuma.
You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network. Glad to have everybody with us from the pack in Yuma, Arizona. Scott Gross along with Jim Howell. 1/2 inning complete. We're ready for the bottom half, the home half of the 1st inning. And the lineup now for the Chattanooga State Tigers looks like this. Leading things off, number 18, Cameron Cerruto. She'll be followed by Brianna Vincent, Caitlyn Leverett, Ashlyn Holland, Savannah Talley, Haley Smith, Savannah Thomas, Taylor Penning, and Mia Apple make out the starting 9 lineup. And defensively for Georgia Military, it will be Jana Shellhorst, the pitcher. Behind the plate, Kinsley Goolsley, Jessica Owens at 1st, Mackenzie Sapp at 2nd base, Mackenzie Kilpatrick at 3rd, Brianna Painter at short, Carolyn Hughes in left, Autumn Land in center field, and Whitney Ward is in right field.
Jana Shellhorst, really the workhorse of this staff, as Ashley Bunn uses only 3 people in the circle, and for Shellhorst, this is her 29th appearance, and all but 3 of them are on the starting bump. She comes in with a record of 20-7, and seeking out her 20th complete game. She had a complete game loss yesterday against top-seeded Salt Lake, and she's now logged 160 in a 3rd innings, giving up 100 runs, 73 of them earned on 143 hits, and her walks to strikeout ratio is nothing short of amazing. 38 walks, 175 Ks. That is 8 strikeouts per 7 innings. She's got an ERA of 3 1/3.
Cameron Cerruto, the left-handed center fielder, steps in. Wears the number 18. Here's the pitch by Shellhorst. High and outside. Well, they're going to call that a strike.
Salt Lake has a vaunted offense. That's one of the reasons that they're 52-2 in the top seed. But Shellhorst, after getting rattled and giving up a home run in the 1st inning, actually pitched well and limited the Bruins to 7 hits.
Cerruto swung on, and 3rd base line caught. Nice job in foul territory right in front of the Chattanooga State bench by the 3rd baseman, Mackenzie Kilpatrick, for out number 1.
That's one thing that Shellhorst was able to do with Salt Lake yesterday, was being able to get them to where they weren't hitting it on the ground much. If they were hitting it and getting outs, it was up in the air in pop flies.
Brianna Vincent now, another left-handed batter, steps into the plate. Pitch by Shellhorst. She's trying to work that outside corner to these left-handed hitters. This one high and outside for ball 1. It was a similar pitch to Cerruto that was called by a strike by home plate umpire Heidi Cliff. High fly ball, left field, and it's just going to be foul right on down the left field line.
Hughes was on the dead run as she was playing shallow and having to run away, and that ball landed about a foot outside of the chalk, and that would have rolled a while if that had been fair.
Tigers had a hard time yesterday getting any base runners. They did not move anybody past second base in the opening round game. Pitch high by Shellhorse. They had some base running miscues called off early a couple times, and that really hurt them in their game versus San Jacinto yesterday. Pitch high. San Jacinto's in the winner's bracket. It was a 1-0 game yesterday. A great pitching duel. Pitch by Shellhorse, swung on, fouled again down the third base line and out of play.
And when you have that little margin for error in a 1-0 game, you know the offense is not working. The pitching is relying on everything that you're going to do well. Just a couple of running mishaps is all it takes in the difference between on top and getting shut out.
Chattanooga State comes into the tournament. They came in on a 9-game winning streak, and they also had 71 home runs on the season. Pitch by Shellhorse, high and inside for ball 4. And Vincent draws a 1-out walk for the Tigers. That'll bring up the left fielder, Caitlyn Leverett, wears the number 3, another left-handed hitter. And Leverett's job now is going to be trying to get Vincent to second or third base. Shellhorse winds, delivers. Took a little speed off of that one, and it drops in there for a strike. Leverett on the season, 6 home runs, 49 runs driven in. The pitch swung on and roped into right field. Vincent will stop at second base, and a base hit for the Tigers, and now they're in business. 2 on, 1 out here in the home half of the first.
This is where Shellhorse got herself into trouble against the Bruins a day ago in the first inning. She had things going well, then gave up a base hit, and then hit the number 3 hitter that extended the inning, and that allowed Hola Nakayama with 2 down to hit one well over the left field wall to get the Bruins started.
Now steps in Ashlyn Holland, swings at the first pitch, and it will be caught by the catcher. Great job along the fence. Kinsley Goolsby, a big out for the Bulldogs, as Ashlyn Holland was 2 for 3 yesterday. She's their big bopper, 19 home runs on the season. And Shellhorse gets her to swing at the first pitch for the out. 2 outs now, 2 on for the Tigers. Now Savannah Talley, the Conference Player of the Year, catcher, did not play yesterday. And now she steps in with a big opportunity here. 15 home runs, 42 runs driven in on the season. Pitch by Shellhorse, low and away to the right-handed batter. Talley wears number 1. Bats from the right side. A batting glove on each hand. Long blonde hair and a ponytail. She waits for the pitch by Shellhorse. High for a ball.
You would expect, since Yuma normally has a 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze going just about 365 days a year, that it would start up later, but right now the wind is completely calm.
High and away. Talley works her way on base with a walk, and the bases are now loaded for Chattanooga State with 2 outs, and that brings up the third baseman, Haley Smith.
And Scott, why is that important? We saw plenty of times yesterday with all the pop-ups that we saw on both fields with the wind playing with them, but the 2 foul outs so far in this inning, Cerruto and Holland, those balls did not move around on the fielders.
We are on the championship field this morning. Glad to have you with us. Scott Gross along with Jim Howell on the NJCAA TV network. Pitch called a strike. Haley Smith 0 for 3 yesterday. Looking to come up with a big hit right here. She had 11 home runs on the season, 40 runs driven in. Pitch by Shellhorse, inside pitch, swung on, and fouled down the third base line. This is an elimination game between the number 16 seed Georgia Military Bulldogs
and the number 9 seed, Chattanooga State Tigers. And what a confidence boost this would be for Shellhorse if she can work out of her own jam with two walks and a single, but so far unscathed.
The wind, the pitch, high and inside for a ball. Bases full of Tigers. They were on the opposite side of this yesterday, and pitcher Savannah Ryan was able to get out of it. Pitch by Shellhorse inside. It's going to be a looper into center field. A base hit. 1 run will score. Another run will score. And it's a 2-run RBI single for Haley Smith. It just got out of the reach of shortstop Brianna Taylor. Still in the infield. But a big base hit for the Tigers, and they take a 2-run lead as Vincent and Leverett both score. Haley Smith with a big single. Now Savannah Thomas, the designated player, steps in.
And Shellhorse was trying to set up Smith with a pitch inside, but the pitch that Smith was able to hit, she actually put it right down the middle, and I think she was trying to tail away with it.
And just enough on it by Smith to get that base hit to drive in two. A 2 RBI single for Haley Smith. Savannah Thomas, a lefty now, up to second base, and it's going to be gloved there for the out. Nice job by Mackenzie Sapp to make the play. But Chattanooga State gets 2 runs, and they take a 2-run lead, 2-0. And that is the end of inning number 1. You are listening, you are watching as well, the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network.
Over 30 majors in 4 divisions.
Nursing, education, criminal justice,
exercise science. This is one of the very few schools to honor leadership with scholarship.
Our students go out into the world with confidence.
I know who I am.
Pfeiffer has it all. The only thing that's missing is you.
Fans, you can order your official 2021 NJCAA Division I Softball National Championship merchandise online right now at the NJCAA store. You can visit shop.njcaa.org to view exclusive National Championship and NJCAA merchandise. And for your first order, receive 10% off using the promo code WELCOME10. All orders over $75 are free shipping, so shop.njcaa.org is the site. Order your official championship gear right now.
Scott Gross along with Jim Howell from the Pack in Yuma, Arizona. We go to the top of the second inning. First pitch by Savannah Ryan outside for a ball. It'll be 6-7-8 for Georgia Military. Starts off with Mackenzie Kilpatrick, the third baseman. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for Chattanooga State in the bottom half of the first. They lead by a score of 2-0. Kilpatrick swings and fouls it straight back. Big base hit just out of the reach of the shortstop for Haley Smith. Brought in both runs for the Tigers in the home half of the first. Savannah Ryan had a nice first inning. Pitch is high. And she pitched very well yesterday as well. She came in with only 1 loss in the year. She was 16-1. Did get the loss yesterday, but it was due to a lack of run support. Next pitch is outside, and Kilpatrick looking to work her way on by way of a walk here to start things off in the second.
And as you mentioned, she didn't get run support, so how much of a confidence builder is it after getting shut out for 7 innings in day 1 of the tournament to come out in your second inning of work with a 2-run cushion?
Pitch swung on and fouled down the third base line. Retrieved by Haley Smith. It's a huge confidence booster. You had Chattanooga State with so many opportunities, they just could not get the timely hit. They had some base running errors that prevented them from moving base runners into scoring position, had scoring position opportunities taken away from them. Swung on by Kilpatrick, and she will be safe at first, as the throw from the third baseman Haley Smith pulls Ashlyn Holland off of first, and Mackenzie Kilpatrick is safe on the error.
Just a little bit of that forward motion by the third baseman Haley Smith sailed the throw, and quickly coming out of her crouch was Ashlyn Holland, and just that little bunny hop was enough to allow Graves to beat the throw, and now Graves is going to give way to a pinch runner.
That's number 12, Callie Faircloth. So Faircloth will be the pinch runner, and stepping in to hit is going to be the catcher, Kinsley Gouldsby. Gouldsby yesterday 0 for 3. Looking to change things early on in this one. Again, it's an elimination game in day 2. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch put on by Samantha Ryan.
And this is deja vu for Georgia Military, because they came into the second inning trailing Salt Lake 3-0, and it's so much more pressure when you're having to work uphill after just one frame, and now you have the extra pressure of knowing you're going home if you don't get the W today.
Pitch high and away. She tried to get Gouldsby to chase again on the high pitch on the outside part of the plate. Gouldsby showed good discipline not to bite. Ryan looks at her wristband, looks inside now to her catcher in the throw. Outside corner, called for a strike.
This is the third game of the tournament for this 3-person officiating crew. Heidi Cliff getting her first chance to call balls and strikes with Joe Coates, the home plate umpire for the Georgia Military Salt Lake matchup a day ago, and Brady Sanderson manning the third base paths.
Ryan looks inside, the wind, the pitch, swung on and missed on the outside corner. Great pitch placement, and that's the first out here of the second inning.
Ryan kept working that outside corner and forcing Kilpatrick to have to play ball with her. And as you mentioned, Scott, perfect placement on that outside pitch, making Kilpatrick reach.
And she's doing a good job locating high and away, and then she went low on that time and got the strikeout, her second strikeout of the game so far. Stepping in now, Carolyn Hughes, the left fielder, wears number 27, right-handed batter, swung on, and a slow plopper off the third base line, out of the reach of third baseman Haley Smith for a soft strike, you could call it.
Ryan was changing up speeds with her. She didn't do that much in the previous at-bat, so Kilpatrick guessing that she was going to get a little more speed on pitch number 1, or Gouldsby, I should say, and that's why she fouled it off early.
Runner goes, and she will be safe. That's the pinch runner, Callie Faircloth, and Faircloth with the stolen base gets the Bulldogs a player in scoring position here with 1 out in the top half of the second inning.
Well, as we mentioned, Ashley Bunn is not bashful. They have 114 stolen bases coming into the tournament. And even though Faircloth is in limited time, she has 16 stolen bases. That's 4th best on the team.
Gouldsby at the plate. I apologize, I jumped ahead in the lineup. It actually started off with Mackenzie Graves this inning. She was on base with the error throw from third. The strikeout was to Kilpatrick. Here's Gouldsby, the catcher. The pitch by Ryan, high and outside.
First base is open, so now the question is, does Ryan want to really get cute with this 3-1 pitch, or does she want to set up the possible force?
Ryan looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And a comebacker right back to Ryan, makes a fantastic catch. And that will be out number 2. Gouldsby, a line drive right back to Samantha Ryan. It wasn't hit too hard, though.
Ryan acted like she practices that. That was so casual, just reaching the glove out, even though that ball was eye high. And she was able to do it, spin around, and if there had been anyone close to the bag, they might have had a double play at second.
She acted like she was getting a throwback from her catcher, Savannah Talley. The pinch runner gets back. That is Faircloth at second base. Here's Carolyn Hughes. Carolyn Hughes will take the first pitch called for a strike. 2 outs, runner on second base. Chattanooga State leads by a score of 2-0. A 2 RBI single by Haley Smith. Pitched by Ryan, inside corner, called a strike by home plate umpire Heidi Cliff.
Again, Ryan hitting her spots. She has spent most of the time trying to paint the black on the outside. That time, a perfect inside corner pitch.
Hughes yesterday, 0 for 3, looking to change that here. Pitch outside corner. And Jim, you mentioned Ryan doing a nice job trying to mix up her pitches, mixing up locations. That time she went outside after she came in inside twice to Hughes. Ryan looks inside to the dugout. Now looks at her wristband on the left hand, looks inside. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, low and inside. Third strikeout of the game for Samantha Ryan. And that will end the top half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. After 1.5 innings, Chattanooga State leads Georgia Military by a score of 2-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the home half of the second. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network.
At Arizona Western College, we offer a low-cost, quality learning experience in small class sizes, providing opportunity for one-on-one faculty communication in our state-of-the-art classrooms and lab spaces.
For me, higher education is all about the students. Whether it's a history major in my history class or a soccer player on my team, it's about helping them become successful adults.
Join us for the fall semester and let us help you reach your goals. Apply and register today at azwestern.edu/fall.
Pilkington Construction, Yuma's premier construction contractor. With over 30 years of experience and expertise in Yuma, Pilkington Construction displays their uncompromising quality work on a wide variety of projects. Pilkington Construction, a longtime supporter of college athletics in the Desert Southwest.
Scott Gross, Jim Howell, live from Yuma, Arizona at the Pacific Avenue Athletic Complex. It's an elimination game between Chattanooga State and Georgia Military. The Tigers of Chattanooga State with a 2-0 lead as we head into the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be batters 8, 9, and 1 for the Tigers. That will be Taylor Penning, Mia Apple, and Cameron Cerruto.
And Callie Faircloth, who came in to pitch run for Mackenzie Graves, is actually staying in the game. She will play right field in place of Whitley Ward.
Taylor Penning jumps in. She was 0 for 3 yesterday. Bats from the right side, Shellhorse gets ready to go. Goolsby gets set behind the plate. The rock and fire. Be low and outside to Taylor Penning. Penning looking to get on base, start things up again for the Tigers. They have a 2-0 lead. A pitch by Shellhorse, low and inside. And Shellhorse here to start things off in the bottom half of the second, having a hard time finding the strike zone. Rocks and fires again, outside corner. That is called a strike by home plate umpire Heidi Cliff. 2 balls and a strike.
Second straight day that Shellhorse is really struggling to find any kind of a rhythm in the first 2 or 3 innings.
Pitch swung on, high drive, left field. It'll be out of play as Carolyn Hughes gives chase. Two balls, 2 strikes. Penning will step back in. Beautiful day, but expected to be in the triple digits later today in Yuma. High fly ball. Third base called off by the shortstop. Brianna Painter makes the catch, and that is out number 1 to start things for the Tigers here in the home half of the second.
Painter straddling the line and between fair and foul to make that catch, and was right on target with it, since the third baseman was forced to back up. Kilpatrick going away from the infield, and Painter had the better play to call her off.
Left fielder Mia Apple now steps in for the Tigers. Bluffed a bunt, held off, but still called a strike. Apple yesterday 0 for 1. She did earn her way a walk in the 1-0 loss. Pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike. After Apple, we'll go back to the top of the order for the Tigers. Cameron Cerruto waits to hit next. 1-1 pitch by Shellhorse, swung on, fouled straight back. It's coming right for you, Jim.
Well, it didn't have a lot of steam on it because that was Shellhorse trying to slow her up. That's the whole reason why she had to just kind of protect the plate and make contact with that.
Apple steps back in, left-handed hitter. Wears the number 10. Shellhorse looks inside. Here's the pitch. High. Apple steps out. Looks for the sign from third. Steps back into the box. 2-0 Chattanooga State with an early lead. A pitch by Shellhorse. Swung on. And a slow tapper caught by the second baseman, Mackenzie Sapp, for out number 2.
And that was pretty much the same pitch that she threw to get her to foul it straight back to the screen. Just kind of looked at it, and the bottom dropped out on it. But with a slap hitter like Apple, they got to make contact with it to avoid that call of being out of the box. And so Shellhorse had perfect placement behind her to make the play.
Cerruto at the plate. Takes the first pitch, in for a strike. She took something off that one as well. Nice job by Shellhorse, mixing up her pitches, her speeds, her locations. The 0-1 swung on, fouled straight back. Cerruto, not known for power. She did not hit a home run in the regular season, only drove in 14 runs, but she did lead the team in stolen bases with 31. So it is vital for the Tigers that she get on base, and once she's on, she's hard to keep at first base. The pitch, outside corner, just missed.
Goolsby did everything she could to sell that, holding that for an extra frame to possibly sell Heidi Cliff that should be strike 3.
Shellhorse looks in, has a sign, rocks, fires. Beautiful drop ball right there, called for strike 3. That is the first strikeout of the game for Shellhorse, and it is the third out in the home half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And after 2 complete here from the Pack in Yuma, Arizona, 2-0 Chattanooga State leads Georgia Military. We'll take a timeout and come back with the top of the third. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network.
We've got time slots aplenty today. This is the busiest day of the 5-day tournament. We've got games at noon, 2, 4, 6, and 8 p.m. Arizona time. 2 games each slot. And we've got elimination round games now and in the noon slot.
Here we go, top half of the third. You're going to be part of all of those games, Jim. Autumn Land, the number 9 batter, will lead things off for the Bulldogs. She'll be followed by Mackenzie Sapp and Brianna Painter. Pitched by Samantha Ryan, low and inside. Lots of softball to be played on the road to a D1 National Championship in junior college play. Swung on and fouled away by Autumn Land. She's now in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. She was 0 for 2 yesterday. She did have a strikeout, looking to change her fortunes here to lead off things in the home half, make that the top half of the third inning. 2-0 Chattanooga State with the lead. An RBI single that brought in 2 runs by Haley Smith for the Tigers in the home half of the first. Ryan's pitch low and away, gets away from catcher Savannah Talley.
Bulldogs have got to start feeling the pressure and feeling the urgency now. They've now gone 9 scoreless innings to begin this tournament play. And if they let Samantha Ryan get into a groove, it's going to get harder and harder considering they're already trailing by 2 runs.
Ryan looks inside to her catcher. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled away again. This time again down the third baseline. A little more on it this time. But Land able to just get enough of it to foul it away and to stay alive in the count. Game number 1 of the day. We're from Championship Field. Scott Gross along with Jim Howell. Pitch by Samantha Ryan, high. And Land kind of doing her job as the leadoff batter to try and get Ryan to throw as many pitches as possible.
Sometimes that number 9 hole can be as or more important than the leadoff hitter. They can set the table just as easy.
Ryan looks inside. The pitch swung on down the third base line again and just foul by a foot or two. Land will stay alive.
The other thing the Bulldogs have to feel the urgency of is the fact that Samantha Ryan, once she gets into a groove, she's almost lights out. She's 6th best in the nation with a 1.2 ERA, and she already has a 2-0 lead.
She was our conference pitcher of the year behind the plate, the player of the year, and Savannah Talley. Ryan looks inside. And the pitch swung on and missed in the outside corner. Finally retires Land, and that is the first out. It is also the 4th strikeout in the contest for Ryan.
I think Land was expecting that ball to start rising, and the bottom just plain dropped out of it, and Land was in no man's land, pun intended, when she had to finally try and put bat on ball and come up empty.
Stepping in is the leadoff batter, the second baseman, number 15, Mackenzie Sapp. She struck out, swinging her first at bat. She puts down a bunt, picked up by Ryan, throws on to first base where the second baseman, Brianna Vincent, was covering, and that is the second out.
Ryan, cat quick off the bump, and everyone knew that Sapp certainly had the penchant to bunt and try and get a single just to get something rolling. But it wasn't the infielders that were sneaking up. It was Ryan who was immediately on that bunt.
She's fielded very well today. She had a comebacker in the second inning, fielded it nonchalantly, shoulder high. That time, cat quick on the bunt and the throw on to first, very accurate. Stepping in now is Brianna Painter. She earned her way onto first base by way of a walk in the top half of the first. Ryan looks inside. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, called for a strike by home plate umpire Heidi Cliff.
Ryan has a chance to retire the side in order, but in that sense, Ryan has really given the Bulldogs nothing other than that E5 in the second inning. She has been stellar since the second batter of the game.
Looks in. Here's the pitch. Low and outside again. This one for a ball. And she pitched very well yesterday as well. Again, it was a 1-0 loss to the number 8 seed Coyotes of San Jacinto. Pitch right back to Ryan. Nonchalantly fields it. Fires on to first to Holland for the out. A 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers.
Ryan has been her own best friend, Scott.
She has been. And she made 2 of the putouts, an assist here in the top half of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left after 2.5. Chattanooga State leads by a score of 2-0. They're coming to bat. You're watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network.
Alexander Toyota is proud to support Matador Sports. As Yuma's #1 Toyota dealer, we are your winning team for savings, selection, and service on hundreds of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas. We can't wait to see you to help you find the perfect vehicle for you and your family. Plus, we will always give you more for your trade-in. Visit Alexander Toyota right here in Yuma or at myalexandertoyota.com.
Action of the 2021 NJCAA Softball Championship live on NJCAA Network. Go to www.njc.
Well, fans, hope you're enjoying the action right here, and you're watching the NJCAA Network presented by Bob McCloskey Insurance. the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA. BMI manages the student and sports accident insurance programs for over 500 colleges and universities, over 2,000 K-12 schools, and a number of national organizations and associations. Bob McCloskey Insurance got you covered.
Bottom of the third, Chattanooga State with a 2-0 lead over Georgia Military. A 2 RBI single by Haley Smith in the bottom half of the first. That's where we stand right now. That's the scoring that we have. A good pitcher's duel so far. Chattanooga State looking to add to that here, and they'll lead off with Brianna Vincent. She walked and scored the game's first run in the top half of the first, and she'll lead things off. She'll be followed by Caitlyn Leverett and Ashlyn Holland.
And you got to assume that Bulldogs dugout has got to wonder how many things Samantha Ryan can do right, because she has been responsible herself, all by herself in a lot of ways, for the last 6 outs. 3 of those strikeouts, 1 a caught liner, 1 jumping on a bunt single and robbing the player Mackenzie Sapp of it, and then the comebacker to end the top half of this inning.
Vincent steps in. Shellhorse's pitch gets by her catcher Goolsby for ball 1. Vincent, a left-handed batter, wears the number 4. Again, looking to start things off here and get on base. Shellhorse again on the outside. Again missing for ball 2.
Shellhorse just trying to go back to what she was dancing with in the second inning when it looked like she was starting to get into a groove.
Outside corner again, really trying to paint that corner. However, she's painting outside of the lines right now of the strike zone. 3-0 is the count to Brianna Vincent. And this time she does get a strike. Still trying to get that outside part of the plate. 3 balls and a strike to Brianna Vincent. Walked and scored in the first. 2-0 the score. Tigers lead the Bulldogs. Swung on high, fly ball into left field, and it will be caught by Carolyn Hughes for out number 1. So a nice job by Shellhorse. She was down in the count 3-0, came back with a strike, and then got Vincent to bite to fly out to left field for that first out.
And without a wind, or without any wind, and with a little bit of cloud cover, that play was much easier than it was around this time yesterday by Hughes. She was just able to size it up and wait for it to fall into the glove.
Caitlyn Leverett steps in. Tigers only have 2 base hits. They have 2 runs, and Leverett is the owner of 1 of those base hits. The other by Haley Smith, a 2 RBI single in the home half of the first. Ball and a strike now to Leverett. Leverett singled and scored in the bottom of the first. She comes in 1 for 1. She'll be followed by power hitter Ashlyn Holland. Pitch outside corner, called a strike.
Finally able to get that painting black to work, to Heidi Cliff, the home plate umpire's satisfaction. Very quietly, Shellhorse has retired the last 5 hitters, although Chattanooga getting some good cuts just like that.
Leverett, a base hit up to center. It's going to go all the way to the fence, and Leverett's going to be in with a stand-up double. It found wheels and legs as it got into the outfield and scampered all the way to the wall. Looked like it was going to be a simple base hit, but the ball just kept going. And Leverett now stands at second base with 1 out.
Well, I think it wasn't just the speed of coming off the bat. It was the speed of how it got to the bat. Shellhorse in the last inning was starting to move around with her speeds, and that one she left up and took speed off of it. And Leverett guessed right and jumped all over it.
Now, very dangerous hitter. Ashlyn Holland, 19 home runs, 67 runs driven in during the regular season. She popped out to the catcher on the first pitch back in the first inning. She's 0 for 1. The pitch high for a ball. Leverett gets a good secondary lead, quickly scampers back to second base.
Holland leads this team in just about every statistical category: batting average, home runs, hits, and RBIs.
Shellhorse's pitch inside, called for a ball. And of the 4 hits the Tigers had yesterday, Holland had 2 of them. Shellhorse winds, pitch, swung on, and crushed down the third base line, but foul. Blythe Golden, the head coach, Had to do a little maneuvering and duck out of the way from that heater that came her way.
She's still trying to do some of the calisthenics. She's sharing a smile with her hitter, Ashlyn Holland. Kind of mouthed, "I'm sorry" to her. And now she's back in the box, and you know her coach is saying, no, do that again.
Just straighten it out a little bit more. The pitch to Holland. Inside, but it does paint the black. It's called a strike.
That was a great drop ball, especially on the heels of that one that Holland got around on, changing the speeds to see whether or not Holland was guessing fastball.
Swung on, high fly ball, foul. Out of play down the left field line. So Holland's not being fooled by Shellhorse right here. She's turning on those inside pitches. The problem for Holland is she can't straighten them out the way that she'd like.
Well, Shellhorse is also not trying to throw any fastballs by her because I think she realizes that bat speed is something she's got to respect. So she's just kind of keeping him a little bit on a drop ball and just taking the chance that that drop ball won't stay up.
Pitch by Shellhorse, swung on, ripped down the left field line, foul yet again.
Shellhorse got away with that one because just on cue, I said a drop ball that doesn't stay up. That was right in the wheelhouse, but once again, Holland a bit early.
Shellhorse continues to work Holland inside, really trying to paint that inside portion of the plate. Holland feasting on those pitches, however, she can't keep them fair. Another two-strike delivery coming up by Shellhorse. Runner on second, outside corner, tried to mix it up on her. And just misses outside.
Well, bottom line, what do you do with a right-handed power hitter? You jam them. You don't let them extend, and Holland is trying to extend, and that's what we see when she hits it down the left field line, but foul.
Pitch swung on and missed. Boy, great changeup, and Shellhorse gets a big hitter in Holland swinging and missing for out number 2.
That was a great setup pitch on the outside corner to set up ball 3, and then she was just able to have the bottom drop out of that strike 3 pitch.
Here's catcher Savannah Talley. Walked in the first inning. Was stranded on second base. Conference Player of the Year. Did not play yesterday. And she's looking to make up for a little bit of lost time here at this at-bat. Throw it back down to second base. Diving back in safely is Leverett. Leverett had a double, and that's why she's standing on second base.
And you know head coach Ashley Bunn is paying full attention to Leverett at second base, not just because of her speed, but because they cannot fall behind 3-0 when they have not been able to put on a run on the board in the tournament.
Pitch again to Talley, high and away. Shellhorse's pitch swung on and fouled. Yesterday, as you mentioned, Jim, Georgia Military trailed 3-0 after the first inning. They trailed 2-0 in this one and do not want to get in that 3-0 hole again. 2 strikes on Talley. Shellhorse's pitch swung on and a base hit into center field. Leverett will come around third, and she is going to score standing up. Talley stands in with an RBI double. RBI single, she advances to second base on the throw. So an RBI single for Talley now makes it 3-0. And that will bring up Haley Smith, who had a big hit in the home half of the first inning. She drove in 2 with a single just out of the reach of the shortstop. Now she hits it to third, onto first for the third out. Kilpatrick on to Owens. But the Tigers add another run, an RBI single by Savannah Talley. And the Tigers now lead after 3 innings of play by a score of 3-0. We'll take a quick timeout. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Television Network.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, the NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
Texas Roadhouse in Yuma. That's where you can get legendary margaritas plus fall-off-the-bone ribs, ice-cold beer, hand-cut steaks made from scratch sides, and, of course, their famous freshly baked bread. Legendary food, legendary service. Texas Roadhouse, proud supporter of college athletics in the Yuma area.
Welcome, everybody, to the PAC, the Pacific Avenue Athletic Complex in Yuma, Arizona. Scott Gross along with Jim Howell. Glad to have you with us on the NJCAA TV network. We go to the top half of the fourth, and the Georgia Military Bulldogs trying to figure out Samantha Ryan. Ryan, through 3 innings so far, she's been perfect almost. She has fielded. She's got a few strikeouts, 4 strikeouts to be accurate, and has not allowed a hit as of yet.
And Jessica Owens in the on-deck circle is the only one who's even gotten the ball out of the infield, and that was a fly ball to right to end the first inning. So they've got to start getting bat on ball.
Whitney Ward followed by Jessica Owens and Mackenzie Graves to start things off here for the Bulldogs in the top half of the fourth. First pitch by Ryan in there for a strike.
Whitley Ward taking a glance down the first base line to her father, volunteer assistant coach Jeff Ward, who joined with the team in February.
Pitch swung on and missed, and that's an interesting story in itself. You were talking about it yesterday.
Jeff Ward was kicking his feet up in one of their early games in February while sitting in his lounge chair behind the left field wall at one of their games, and Ashley Bunn came down the line and said, "Can we talk?"
Swung on and missed for the strikeout. Swinging, that's out number 1.
And she just said, "You know what? I lost my coach during the pandemic, and at this point I'm soloing. I need some help, and I think they could really use your help." And Bunn should know she's in her 11th year as the head coach of Georgia Military, but during her playing days, one of her coaches, Jeff Ward. So they have a good chemistry, and for that matter, so does he and his daughter Whitley. They've had a good time during this year.
Jessica Owens steps in. She plays first base. 0 for 1. She flew out to left field her first at bat. Takes the first pitch and fouls it down the third base line right in front of the Chattanooga State dugout for strike number 1. Owens was named the GCAA Player of the Year this year. And you mentioned head coach Ashley Bunn. She also guided the Bulldogs to the GCAA Championship in 2016, 17, and this year. Pitch by Ryan is high for a ball.
And you talk about that Southern hospitality and Southern courtesy. Ashley Bunn epitomizes it because every single answer is yes, sir, and no, sir. In fact, Jeff Ward, the aforementioned Jeff Ward, said, "I've spent the entire year telling her to stop calling me sir because I'm working for her."
Pitch is low and inside. But that's just one of those stories that you look at the pandemic, and a lot of programs were struggling. You'd have the head coach, but you wouldn't have anybody to fill it in with.
And there's only so many jobs that a head coach can do without assistance.
Owens, and it's going to drop in, and she's going to be on with a base hit. It bounced right in front of the second baseman, Brianna Vincent, who tried to field the ball right in front of second base. It jumped right in front of her. And with the spin on the ball, Taylor Penning also there. Just not enough time to pick it up and throw. Owens out at first, so it's going to be a base hit, an infield hit, and that breaks up the no-hitter for Ryan.
That's one of those you got it, no I got it, no you got it type dunkers that people are trying to figure out who's going to take the play on it in a short amount of time.
And it was in one of those positions where it was right in front of the bag, so when you are a second baseman and you are a shortstop, it's not on your side, it's not on my side, so whose side is it on? Because it's right on that line.
Mackenzie Graves coming back in after being pinch run for in the number 5 hole.
Pitch by Ryan, swung on, and a base hit up the middle. Owens will stop at second. Station to station they go. Back-to-back hits now for the Bulldogs. They trail by a score of 3-0. Graves now on at first. Owens on at second, and stepping in now is Mackenzie Kilpatrick.
Timely moving of the chess pieces by Ashley Bunn, knowing that she did not want to lose Graves' bat, but she wanted Faircloth in right field, so she reinserts her as the perfect time, and the first pitch she sees, she slaps it to left.
Kilpatrick 0 for 1. She did go 1 for 3 yesterday. And the pitch by Ryan, low and outside.
And Scott, it may be the 4th inning, but this is still do or die time. The Bulldogs have got to get that donut off the scoreboard. This is their best chance with 2 on and 1 out against Ryan.
Now, Ryan was cruising through the first 3 innings. Had 5 strikeouts, did not allow a hit. Here's the pitch, low and away. And 2-0 now to Kilpatrick. But this inning, the Bulldogs have put together back-to-back base hits. After a leadoff strikeout, Whitney Ward was put down. Ryan now trying to get out of this inning. Looks inside to Savannah Talley. Pitch on the inside part of the plate. This one called a strike by home plate umpire Heidi Cliff.
It's going to be interesting to see if this rattles Ryan at all. She was cruising and really hadn't had any reason to panic. This is the first real threat that the Bulldogs have had in the first 4 innings.
Ryan looks inside. The pitch swung on, and a nice job at third, and a relay back to first base, not in time. Great job by third baseman Haley Smith, leaping into the air, making the catch right at the third base bag, and then firing on to first to Ashlyn Holland. Throw a little off the mark, but the runner able to get back.
Haley knew exactly what she wanted to do. As soon as that ball headed towards her glove, she was throwing it over to first no matter what. Once again, though, just like was earlier in the game, that throw sailed a little bit. If that's on the money, that's likely a 5-3 DP.
Catcher Kinsley Goolsby now at the plate. Pitch outside part of the plate, called for a strike. 2 on, 2 out now for Georgia Military. Looking to get on the scoreboard. They trail by a score of 3-0 here in the top half of the 4th. Swung on and missed on a high heater by Samantha Ryan, and now Kinsley finds herself in the hole, 0-2.
Goolsby with a home run cut, hoping to eradicate this 3-run lead in one swing. But with 2 down and 2 on, Goolsby's just got to make contact.
Ryan's pitch high and fouled behind home plate by Goolsby. Goolsby just guarding the plate.
Yeah, second straight time that the rise ball is what Goolsby saw. It kept on going, and Goolsby swinging at a pitch out of the zone.
Ryan trying to get out of this. She did a great job yesterday when she was in trouble against San Jacinto. High and away, tried to get Goolsby to chase.
And why not?
You've got some time. You've got a few pitches to waste. See if you can get him to chase in your advantage, in your favor. 1-2 now to Goolsby. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Chattanooga State with the lead. Samantha Ryan's pitch. Another waste pitch, trying to see if Goolsby will chase. Good discipline by Kinsley. It's now 2-2.
Well, and Ryan has been doing a good job of setting up the hitters, and usually when she's had an effective pitch, it's been inside corner. That one was outside. Let's see if that's where she's heading to try and jam the hitter Goolsby.
2-2 pitch, 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled behind home plate again, out of play. It will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was just smoke on smoke. Ryan was trying to fire it straight past her. That one was right down the middle.
Georgia Military comes here by Milledgeville, Georgia, under head coach Ashley Bunn with a career record of 338 and 222. Ryan's pitch swung on and cranked on down to third base line, but foul. So that time, Goolsby found one that she really enjoyed, took a huge bite out of it, but sent it foul.
Another rise ball by Ryan, but she took something off of it. If she doesn't take something off of it, that is rolling forever down the left field line.
Goolsby's done a great job hanging in there. She was down in the count 0-2. Now 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. 3-0 Chattanooga State with the lead here in the top half of the 4th. Samantha Ryan rocks and fires, low and inside. Nice job by Savannah Talley behind the plate. Now it's a full count.
Good discipline by Goolsby. That's the first time she's seen one low and away, or low and inside from Ryan in this at bat.
Goolsby with the biggest at bat of the game for the Georgia Military Bulldogs. Ryan's pitch. Outside corner, called strike 3. Got Goolsby looking. Oh, she painted that outside corner. Goolsby can't believe it. And Samantha Ryan gets out of a bit of a jam here in the top half of the fourth. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We head to the home half of the fourth inning. Chattanooga State coming to bat, and they lead by a score of 3-0. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA TV network.
Order your official 2021 NJCAA Division I or Division I Softball National Championship merchandise. Where can you do that? At the NJCAA store. Visit shop.njcaa.org to view exclusive national championship and NJCAA merchandise. And for your first order as an incentive, receive 10% off. All you got to do is use the promo code WELCOME10. That's the word welcome and the number 10. And all orders over $75 receive free shipping. Visit shop.njcaa.org. Order your official championship gear right now.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Chattanooga State coming to bat. It'll be batters 7, 8, and 9. Savannah Thomas, Taylor Penning, and Mia Apple. Scott Gross along with Jim Howell from the Pack in Yuma, Arizona for the 2021 National Softball JUCO Division I Championship. This is an elimination round between the 16 seed Georgia Military Bulldogs and the number 9 seed Chattanooga State Tigers. The winner survives. The loser will be found in the stands throughout the rest of the tournament. Thomas steps in. Her pitch rolls in the dirt on the outside part of the plate.
And after the move in the top half of the inning by Ashley Bunn to bring Graves back in as the designated player, that shifts Whitley Ward back on the defense in right field.
After ball, Shellhorse hits the outside corner to the left-handed swinging Savannah Thomas for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thomas 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. This is the second time that she's been at the plate.
Once again, Shellhorse trying to get into a rhythm by changing up her speed. She's been very effective with that over the last couple of innings.
Swung on and a base hit right up the middle, right off the bat of Savannah Thomas for a leadoff single for the Tigers. Just out of the reach of Shellhorse and right up the middle. A leadoff single for the Tigers.
And this is the first time in 4 innings that Shellhorse has allowed the leadoff hitter to get aboard. And this kind of opens the door, even though this is the bottom of the lineup for Blythe Golden's Chattanooga State Tigers. They have a chance to blow this open if they can string some hits together.
Now the shortstop, Taylor Penning, and she rips this one down the third base line. That'll get all the way to the wall, and going to third base is Thomas. She's going to round third and come home. There's going to be a play at the plate. She'll be safe standing up. A throw back to second base, and safe. Head first is Penning on the RBI double. 4-0 Tigers.
Was Taylor Penning listening to us? That was perfectly on cue, stringing a couple of hits together, but she didn't need to worry about singles. That one was laced down the line, no doubt whether or not it was fair or foul, and Carolyn Hughes had an earthly long run to go field that one in the corner.
And a nice job in showing off the wheels by Savannah Thomas. Scored all the way from first base and scored standing up, even though a throw did come home. 4-0 Chattanooga State. Mia Apple now steps in, the left fielder. Pitch by Shellhorse, high and away. Nice little secondary lead by Taylor Penning, baiting Goolsby to throw it down. Apple 0 for 1. She popped out to the second baseman in the second inning. Takes the next pitch outside.
Bunn has used all 3 of her pitchers a lot during the season, but so far in either game, even though Shellhorse has been trailing, there has been nobody throwing in the bullpen, and the same case here.
Pitch by Shellhorse, just misses outside. She's really trying to work on those edges, painting the black. Just a little off that time to Apple. Shellhorse again. Low and away, and ball 4.
I think Shellhorse is officially rattled after those 2 hits, and now here comes Ashley Bunn. She wants time to go talk to her pitcher. Layla Barron actually is tied with Shellhorse for the most appearances on the season, but she's kind of their go-to as far as relief is concerned. She's made 29 appearances, and 25 of them have been in relief of other pitchers. But Barron, again, not warming up down the right field line yet, and now it looks like she is. So let's see whether or not they decide to make a change, but they're just starting, so this is nothing more than a pep talk from Bunn to buy time.
That's all it is, too. They're going to stay with her. Shellhorse will stay in the game.
And it looks like Beth Edens, instead of Layla Barron, is the one that is starting to warm down the line by the Bulldogs dugout.
Yeah, Beth Edens wears number 10. She's a sophomore out of Gainesville, Georgia. And now back to the top of the lineup for the Tigers, Cameron Cerruto. She's 0 for 2. Flew out to third and struck out looking. A pitch by Shellhorse, a bunt, and a great opportunity just missed by the third baseman. Mackenzie Kilpatrick came diving in, nearly made a fantastic catch.
That was great anticipation, and you know Graves wants another chance at that one. She got that 3/4 of the way into the glove, but as she was diving down, the glove hit the dirt and popped it out.
0-1, Shellhorse with the wind and the pitch, and a slap to third again, and a nice play, and not in time. The throw by Kilpatrick throws the shortstop off of the third base bag. That was Brianna Painter over there covering. And now the Tigers have the bases loaded with nobody out.
Sacrifice bunt, and Graves probably still feeling the adrenaline of that last dive attempt. Got to it, made a great play to avoid getting it go over her head, but when she spun around, she was just a little bit too animated and threw it wide of the bag.
Vincent takes the first pitch and fouls it away. Vincent is 0 for 1. She walked and scored the game's first run in the opening inning and then flew out to left field in the third. She stands in with the bases loaded and a run already in for Chattanooga State.
That's the first error of the game for the Bulldogs, and it couldn't have come at a worse time.
Pitch fouled away, and Vincent now in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Taylor Penning is on third. She had an RBI double. Mia Apple is on second base. She walked. Pitch swung on, and that is going to get into center field. 1 run will score. A second run comes across, and it's now 6-0 in favor of Chattanooga State with a big RBI single by Brianna Vincent, just underneath the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Brianna Painter.
And it just seems like the confidence with the Chattanooga offense is really starting to grow, and Ashley Bunn is coming to home plate to talk to home plate umpire Heidi Cliff, and so it looks like a change may be in order. Here comes Beth Edens into the dugout and through it. So it looks like Shellhorse's afternoon or morning, I should say, may have come to an end.
It is going to be the case. We are going to have a pitching change. We will take a break as well. 6-0. Chattanooga State leads Georgia Military here in the top half of the 4th inning. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Television Network.
Pilkington Construction has been in Yuma since 1985 and is Yuma's largest commercial contractor. Pilkington has built over 30 projects for AWC, including the 3C building, the Agriculture and Science building, the Public Safety Institute, as well as the Welton campus and San Luis Instinct 2 facility. Pilkington builds a wide range of construction projects, including educational, medical, commercial, industrial, and military. Yuma's premier construction contractor, Pilkington Construction.
A pitching change here in the top half of the 4th inning. Beth Edens steps in for Georgia Military, and they trail by a score of 6-0.
Edens, one of 6 sophomores on this Bulldogs squad, hailing from Gainesville, Georgia. And Edens making her 27th appearance and only her 2nd in a relief role. She's 15-6 on the year. She has 5 complete games under her belt, as well as 112 innings pitched. She's given up 89 runs, 65 of them earned, 143 hits. Her walks to strikeouts ratio is very strong, 22 free passes and 90 Ks. And opponents are hitting it's a 4.06 ERA. She's given up 25 home runs, and she absolutely cannot afford to give one up here because then the run rule could come into effect in the next inning.
Caitlyn Leverett steps in, and Caitlyn has had a fantastic morning so far for Chattanooga State. She is 2 for 2. She had a single and scored a run in the first, a double and scored a run in the third. 2 on. Still looking for that first out are the Bulldogs. A nice drop pitch, but it gets away from the catcher Goolsby. That allows both runners to move up. Cerruto advances to third. Vinson scampers on down to second base. Still no outs here in the top half of the fourth. 6-0 Chattanooga State over Georgia Military. It's a 16 versus 9 matchup. Leverett now turns on the next pitch from Edens and fouls it out of play down the first base line. Leverett to be followed by power hitter Ashley Holland and Savannah Talley. Tigers looking for more. The pitch high, but Leverett fouls it off. Just trying to stay alive, anything close, and she just got a piece of that high fastball.
Well, Leverett was lucky that it didn't get a piece of her. She fought that off, and that was dangerously close to hitting her on the elbow of the hands.
Edens ready, leans in, rocks and fires. And a nice changeup. It's going to be a shallow fly ball thrown into home, and the runner is going to come across and score. So a sacrifice fly from Leverett, which allows Cerruto to score from third. And that pushes the score to 7-0 in favor of Chattanooga State.
And Blythe Golden knew what she had at third base because that was to shallow center field. And even though she knew that Autumn Land would be in full gallop heading towards home plate, she was all ready to challenge her to get that 7th run.
Ashlyn Holland steps in. She's hit the ball hard. Unfortunately, she's 0 for 2. Nice drop pitch, just missing. Holland popped out to the catcher in the first inning. She swung at the first pitch when she did that and then struck out swinging in the third. High. Now on that strikeout, she faced over 8 pitches, fouled off 4 of them down the third base line. She was turning on him. She saw exactly what Shellhorse was pitching, but then Shellhorse was able to get her in the end. Pitch swung on, high fly ball, left field, and that one is going to be gone. Home run number 20 on the season for Ashlyn Holland, and the Tigers now have extended their lead to 9.
Tiger fans had to wonder, considering that everybody seemed to be getting good hacks, why their cleanup hitter had not gotten into the hit column. And Ashlyn Holland said, "That's okay, I'm good." Suddenly it's 9-0, and on your next flight and for all your travel needs, think Yuma International Airport. With 4-car rental agencies, direct flights to Phoenix and Dallas-Fort Worth, you can save time and your sanity. Fly Yuma.
9-0 after the 2-run home run by Ashlyn Holland. Stepping in now is Savannah Talley. Talley with an RBI single in the third inning. She comes in 1 for 1, also earned a walk early in this game. Takes the first pitch from Edens and fouls it out of play just beyond the Georgia Military dugout.
And that officially closes the book on a hard luck day for Jana Shellhorse. 3 innings pitched, gave up 8 runs all earned on 7 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and struggled to get in the rhythm the first couple of innings. And then once Chattanooga State started getting confidence at the plate, she just could not keep them off balance.
Edens' pitch is low off the face mask of her catcher Goolsby. 9-0 the score. The bases now are cleared after that 2-run home run by Holland. 1 out, Talley at the plate. Swung on to short and through the wicket and the legs of the shortstop Painter. Talley is on. And the wheels continue to come out for Georgia Military.
In their heads. That's basically right now what the Bulldogs defense is doing. They are talking to themselves and really pressing, knowing that suddenly they're down to their last 3 outs with a 9-run lead and the mercy rule in effect.
Stepping in now is Haley Smith, and she'll rip this one down the third baseline just foul. Haley Smith now completes the Tigers' batting order. They have batted around. Smith is the 9th Tiger to come to the plate. There's still only 1 out. And Savannah Talley at first.
And at this point, I don't really think it's a question of whether or not Edens is fooling or not fooling the hitters. The Tigers have gotten the green light, and they're taking it.
Edens looks over to first. Now she looks inside to her catcher, Goolsby. The pitch. And this one is off the glove, right back to the shortstop Painter, who's going to turn a double play by herself, but the throw just off the mark at first. 2 outs. They nearly got out of the inning, but the throw just a little bit low to Jessica Owens at first.
And I think Painter a little bit upset that there was not an interference call, because that was a hard slide coming in by Talley, and it affected that throw to first base.
But a nice job by Edens, because it went off her glove, and an assist to Painter at short. That would have been a fantastic double play to get out of the inning for the Bulldogs.
So the play goes 1-6. But Edens not out of the woods yet.
Floater in there for a strike. Savannah Thomas singled to start this inning. She came around to score. She is 1 for 2 on the morning. The pitch by Edens outside part of the plate called for a ball. Thomas, the 10th Tiger to come to the plate here in the top of the 4th. 9-0 Chattanooga State lead. The pitch by Edens, swung on off the handles, and giving chase was Kilpatrick down the third base line right in front of the Tiger dugout. Lands foul and out of the reach.
They've given Kilpatrick an awful lot of business at the hot corner in this inning.
The pitch swung on again, just looked like it was right off the hands again by Thomas, and she hangs in there.
And it was, of course, that slight throwing error by Kilpatrick that unfortunately after that the Tigers kind of sensed blood in the water and the bats started going.
Swung on, fouled away again. And when you talk about bats going, Jim, 6 runs scored in this top half of the 4th inning by Chattanooga State.
On only 4 hits, but all of those hits have been money hits.
The pitch swung on. Guess what? Fouled away again. So Thomas proving to be a tough out. 2 out, 1 on. 6 runs already in for Chattanooga State here in the home half of the 4th. They lead by a score of 9-0. Edens rocks, fires outside part of the plate, jumps over the glove of the catcher, and that will allow Haley Smith to move on down to second base.
Second wild pitch of the inning, and kind of an adjustment not just for the hitters but also for Kinsley Goolsby. The difference between Shellhorse and Edens, because that drop ball by Edens, it seems like takes forever to get to home plate.
Pitch swung on, high fly ball into left field. Coming on and making the catch is the left fielder Carolyn Hughes, and that will be the 3rd out and final out here in the 4th. 6 runs come across for the Tigers. They extend their lead to 9-0. We'll take a timeout and come back with the top of the 5th. You are watching the NJCAA Division I Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network.
At Arizona Western College, we offer a low-cost, quality learning experience in small class sizes, providing opportunity for one-on-one faculty communication in our state-of-the-art classrooms and lab spaces.
For me, higher education is all about the students. Whether it's a history major in my history class or a soccer player on my team, it's about helping them become successful adults.
Join us for the fall semester and let us help you reach your goals. Apply and register today at azwestern.edu/fall.
Welcome back to Yuma, Arizona for the 2021 National Softball JUCO D1 Championship. Scott Gross along with Jim Howell. Thanks for tuning in and watching us on the NJCAA Division I softball on the NJCAA television network. 9-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th inning, and the Georgia Military Bulldogs looking to build off what they started last inning. They finally got base runners on against Samantha Ryan. They had 2 base hits against her. They're looking to at least chip away at this deficit as we begin inning number 5.
And out of the 8 games in day 1, we had to wait until the 3rd set of games in the late afternoon to get a mercy rule. All of the first 5 games went the duration, but suddenly here in the first set of games, we have the possibility of that 8-run rule kicking in if the Bulldogs can't manage 2 runs in the next 3 outs.
Carolyn Hughes at the plate, swings and fouls. Hughes with the catch to end the 4th in left field, and she steps in 0 for 1. She struck out against Ryan in the 2nd inning. So the Bulldogs with their backs against the wall. We'll see if they're able to fight out of that corner. They trail 9-0. The pitch is in there for a strike. Samantha Ryan has been on her game today. Did not allow a base hit until that 4th inning.
And has at least 1 strikeout in every one of the first 4 frames.
Has 6 total strikeouts. Hughes, high fly ball to short, and that will be corralled and brought in by Taylor Penning for the first out. So the Bulldogs now down to their final 2 outs.
That was certainly one of the big buzzwords on Monday's practice day for all 16 of these teams here at the Pacific Avenue Athletic Complex. The infield dirt extends all the way midway into the outfield, and that's been an adjustment for both the infielders and the outfielders when you've got pop-ups, and as many as we've had in this series, they have had to adjust on the fly many times.
When you're so used to playing outfield and having that feel of grass underneath your feet, these outfielders are playing right on that line where the grass meets the dirt, and it's a different kind of feeling when you have the crumbling of the dirt underneath your feet rather than the grass.
Well, and you said crumbling too. That's another thing they've had to adjust to, is the dirt is much harder here in Yuma than it is for a lot of these teams from the Deep South.
High fly ball giving chase. Down the third base line is the left fielder Mia Apple out of her reach. Just a long strike as Autumn Land tries to get on base. She is 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the 3rd against Samantha Ryan. The number 9 batter and head coach Ashley Bunn's lineup should be followed by Mackenzie Sapp and Brianna Painter. Pitch swung on, fouled away again. (9-0) Chattanooga State with the lead. They broke it open with 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th and only 4 hits. Ryan gets the sign, looks to her catcher, and the pitch swung on, high fly ball, and that is going to be caught by the left fielder Apple for out number 2. 2 outs in the top half of the 5th. And Georgia Military possibly down to their final out.
They just have not been able to make Samantha Ryan blink today. The 2 hits that are on the side of the ledger for the Bulldogs both came back-to-back in the 4th inning, and they had their best threat, 2 on and 1 out. And Ryan was able to get right back on the horse, got great defense on a line shot to third base, and then finished it off by getting Goolsby in a 9-pitch at bat, looking on an inside pitch.
Macy Poisel will step in as a pinch hitter. She wears number 18, bats from the right side. Here's the pitch by Ryan, low. Poisel batting for Mackenzie Sapp, the second baseman. 2 outs, top half of the 5th. Ryan's pitch, called a strike on the inside. Ryan's only difficult inning, if you can even call it a difficult inning, was that 4th inning. Allowed 2 base hits. Swung on right back to Ryan, throws on to first to Holland for the third out.
And Scott, how appropriate was that this ends on a comebacker to Ryan, considering she did a little bit of everything, not just with the strikeout mode, but she also had 4 putouts, and most of them were in pretty easy-looking fashion.
Yeah, she just oozed confidence on the plays when she fielded 6 strikeouts to go here through 5 innings of play, a 9-0 win for Chattanooga State, and they will now move on, and they live to play another day.